We are live. Oh, see comments already. Hello. Welcome to the stream and thank you for joining. Hi Lady Blind Wolf, how are you? So glad to see you, doll. I hope all is well. And Ponas and B, was that the name I saw? Let me make sure. Yeah, B Young. I like that. Today, I'm going to be talking a bit about liberation and reprogramming the mind outside of what we're kind of taught in society or growing up. Hello, Tesla. Thank you for joining. How are you? Whew. Anyone feeling that energy for tonight? So the point of this talk that we're having tonight is kind of trying to free the conscious and the unconscious mind from what we view on the left-hand path as a cage of sort of a slavery mentality. I am so glad you're doing well. And hello, Wizard, how are you? And Lavender? Oh, how lovely. Yeah. Lots of housework, huh? Ugh, I dread housework, but Lady Blind Wolf, there's a lag. Yeah, maybe there is a lag. Sorry, guys. A lot of weird internet and technology malfunctions lately, too. So let's hope this live goes well. So, oh, Kona. So I'm coming in good on your guys' end. And thank you, Ponas. All right, so let's get into this discussion. Like I said, before I go into a bit of the deeper stuff, there are certain points I want to put out and talk about, just as an understanding of where I'm coming from on my path. Ooh, Florida's got a tropical storm. Well, you guys be safe. I grew up in Florida. I know very much about the weather there. It is quite bipolar weather. So you guys be safe. Hurricane. Ooh, powerful stuff, huh? Collect that water. So the Luciferian practitioner understands that to entrap your mind blindly in faith or a view or a religion is kind of like a cage of slavery in a way. Hi, Sonia. Thank you for coming. And, oh, one sec. My son's watch is going off. Sorry. There we go. Anyway, so the mind is very much in a cage when it's locked and programmed into thinking that there's one way to believe. And we're talking on the aspects of societal standards or actual religious organizations here. Or any other small thing that could have been programmed into you from a child that kind of creates uncomfortableness or fear for any other belief, thought, or view. And Nanette, welcome. Howdy from Ireland, Ohio. Nice. So, one can only believe this when in fact you are choosing to see one way regardless of science, fact, history, or truth. So for example, often if you're talking to a Christian about different views, for example, it's not just Christians, and you try to provide a new idea or a view coming from your path or whatever, most likely you'll get a response similar to like, oh, well, the devil's deceiving you right now. You're being lied to. And when really kind of in reality, who's really being deceived if you're locking yourself into that one frame of like reality existence, if that makes sense. And just reading some comments. Wish I would have these. I'm quick to make everything sexual. And she has no idea what she's talking about. Actually, I do. It's not my fault if you don't get me. I was laying on my back and I saw a zombie started crawling toward me. Couldn't move at all. Woke up with a fast heartbeat. Interesting dream. Was that a dream? Do I have that right, Wizard? Anyway, but who's being deceived here? So is it the one with the knowledge of many truths, many views, many realities or ideas? Or is it one who walks blindly in faith to something they don't even fully understand? So sorry, wrong person. I don't get that comment. Hold on. Did I miss something? Anyway, anyone with this mindset of their way's the only way are in a sense deceiving themselves. People on the left-hand path are normally shunned or shamed, usually by the ones that think or believe in this type of way or viewpoint. And B. Young says, yes, unfortunately, many people live under closed-minded reality. Exactly. And because of that, they kind of choose to be like less educated and more comfortable in their certain ideals, because as humans, we do kind of crave that certainty. We want certainty, but above certainty, we should be seeking truth to our path, right? So from what I understand about life is, honestly, nothing really is certain to begin with. So if we're sitting comfortable and we're stagnant on our paths, then we're not really changing, growing, or learning shit, are we? Open-mindedness and change pulls the seeker to break this mentality and to search for their own truth, which leads to something better than certainty from society or validation from society. The liberated are certain within themselves. I'm keeping my glasses on, my mind open to knowledge. Very good. Life is not a closed book. Exactly. And that is kind of the whole point of this. And one philosophy that you will hear probably every left-hand path practitioner talk about. So the liberated are quite certain in themselves, right? Your own path, your own truth. So allowing reason and other views into your mind is kind of the key. Because if you do not question things, then you're a bit biased in that little cage. So it's kind of like, I mean, you can even look at it in the aspect of being locked in a room for years, and it's kind of all you know, because it's all you're being programmed to know. But once you learn about a doorknob, say you're in one room, you open that door, you have a whole house to explore. When you discover that whole house, you realize you have a whole country or state to explore, and so on. The world's open to you, right? Nanit, what is the worst group? What do you mean by that? I'm just sorry, Nana, I'm a bit confused. I wish people around me at the moment, including my grandparents, were open-minded. Right. And it's kind of what this is about, because programming don't only come from society, but we have people that are in fear to express themselves on their paths. I mean, rather that be pagan or left-handed. I mean, you have a lot of witches in the broom closet who are afraid because they were brought up in religious households. So it is very much about freeing yourself from that and reprogramming your mind to look at it in a different view. And B. Young says there are closed-minded people in every religion. I agree. I do agree. It is very much a personal thing. It varies from person to person and varies from path to path. Robert, this is about a chat explaining liberating yourself from society standards or religious programming in the left-hand path. It's truly becoming aware of why you have fear socially or expressing yourself through your path. Identify the restraints that are holding you back in your path. And it don't only have to be for the program. It could be anything that is not serving you, that is an obstacle in your way. It is about asserting yourself and being self-assured rather than seeking validation from society or anybody outside of what you believe in to be your truth or yourself. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any comments. All right. And Pona says, don't worry, everything happens for a reason. Sorry about that, Ponas. And then it says, I think if we are willing to step out, be you, then you grow. Exactly. Robert says, can you beat your meat with your right hand if you're in the left-hand path? I guess, I mean, that's your choice, isn't it? Who am I to tell you what fucking hand to use? Lady Blind Wolf, the whole issue is that people need to stop being Karens in their own business and that people follow the path they choose. Exactly. Exactly. And it completely comes down to that. Unfortunately, in many countries, especially Islamists, freedom is a myth. Did you know that if you walk with the Bible among them, they will condemn you to justice? Interesting. And Pona says, Robert, it's about programs get when you grew up from everybody 3D reality, lower vibrations like racist stuff, etc. Exactly. Exactly. Well, we can do a Q&A now. Just chill, or I could do some readings. What is up and on your agendas today? And he said, Ponus, I appreciate that. I'm sorry you got banned. And Tesla says, in many countries, does feminism not even grant women the right to even vote? Right. Well, there's a movement right now, the Challenge Accepted movement on Instagram for women in countries that are experiencing violence and kind of using your platform to speak out about it. So there's that. If you wanted to participate, I think that is awesome to be the voice for people who cannot use their voice. And religion wars, yep, they do exist. So I think it's very much about knowing who you want to be, to believe in your own path, your own way, and then apply your ideology for the path that you're on, into the path that you're on. Relax today and tomorrow and enjoy the peace and quiet in a motel. Don't blame you. It will take a while, but at least they are moving as well. Yep. And what about a ritual to blind USA from those climate storms? Interesting. And who have to have those heavy dresses on? I do agree. I do agree. Well, I mean, if they happen for a reason. I agree with that. I feel like there are no accidents, that there's a reason why everything happens. I used to roll my eyes at that, like saying everything happens for a reason, but in my conclusion, I have found that it is true. Because every event, no matter how small, good or bad, has led me to where I am at now. And Lavender says, I recently posted about my own spiritual background and how my own craft showed me a way out, but it does take a lifetime of deprogramming to get all that out of your system. So true. Tesla, if world has to burn to teach us about taking care of the earth, then there's nothing you can do. I must have missed something. Let me. Oh, okay. I know what you were referring to now. We have to be smart enough to ask why. You have to be smart enough to ask many questions about everything. Truth seeking for yourself, most definitely, in any aspect. And don't adhere to religious, beliefs and stigma and just all the bullshit. But right now, the storms get us. Let's fix it. Interesting. Hang on, it looked like I froze. Did I freeze on you guys?